YouTube, as it often seems to happen, I seem to get guitars in batches. I remember being a time when I had a Flying V, a month when I ended up with lots of Flying Vs for some reason. This last month it's P90s. I seem to have done quite a few P90 guitars recently. And it's like, I've actually only got one P90, my Golden, that I think I did a video for it a few months ago. I kind of looked it out, it's one of the ones I'd sort of forgotten about. So this just got in, I've just fitted a phase switch to this for my pal, but isn't it, I really like this one. I don't like Les Pauls. You've probably heard me moan about it if you watched lots of my videos. I'm always going on about how I don't like Les Pauls. There's very few Les Pauls I like. I think I do like Les Paul Juniors though for some reason. I don't know if it's just because it's P90s or because it's, I don't know. I mean, I've got guitars with carved tops, and I like the arch top. Something about a Les Paul. This, I don't know. It just seems better. The other Les Paul I liked was my pal Wayne's got a Grant one, which what did I do to it? I probably wired it maybe a couple of years ago, and it was like it was really odd. Whereas this one, I kind of, as soon as I saw it, I thought, I wonder if that's like Wayne's one, and it kind of is. So this is a vintage serial number 119. Which, it looks like it may be I19 actually. This might be brand spanking new. Anyway, yep, so vintage, and it's TV yellow. I don't know if I get the angle right. It's or not, maybe not TV yellow, but yellow guitars are totally cool. I love it. It's got a set neck and a sort of slight contouring thing going on. I don't think that's a very Gibson-y thing. Wilkinson tuners sort of plus, is that in a bar? It is. So it's like very, very vintage style tuners, you know, they're all connected together, so it's like 2 strips of 3. Wilkinson again. Wilkinson P100 pickups, or stacked P90s. I think I might not be right. I'm pretty sure it's a P100's the stacked version, like on a Gibson. So my plan was with this, I was going to put in. My pals, I've done quite a few modi type things, so he likes a wee extra switcher. So I was going to put in a phase switch and knock them both into one big humbucker, you know, like type sound, put them in series. But that doesn't really work with stacked ones, so I didn't bother doing that. I just put the phase switch in because they're already hum cancelling. And I think if you put 2 humbuckers in series, you don't get the same greatness. It's just basically not as good a switch. If these were two, well, I said this to the guy because I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know whether these are reverse polarity. You need to have one of them needs to be reverse polarity. I do this with Telecasters all the time as well, and you knock them into series, and you get like on a telly you get like a 4th sound that's really useful. Whereas on this, I don't think it really would have given you that much, because they're both humbuckers and you put them both on, it's kind of going to be the same thing. You're just going to end up with a bit of a sort of muffled, muddy mess, as opposed to that's not as good as any of the original sounds. Yeah, so Tunematic. I don't know how original Gibson shaped that scratch plate is, but I like it. Nice, all in all, nice guitar, especially the yellow is just for me. If this was mine, actually, just by complete coincidence, this fell off the wall earlier on, my Baby Metal Papaya sticker. So if this was my guitar, most definitely, but it's not. So it's not. I need to try and find another yellow guitar. In fact, I've got a yellow West Tone. It's getting a Baby Metal Papaya sticker on it. So a wee bit of a demo going for it. Playing through my wee Laney as per usual. No pedals on. So, bridge pickup, single coil, clean channel. Neck pickup. Probably plain lead. 90s, or because they're not single coils, but they're very nearly single coils. Clean, brilliant. You just don't get that sound with humbuckers in a clean channel. So both of them on. And then the phase switch, which only works when you're in the middle position. Well, you can hear it much clearer when I'm playing the lead. So that's the two of them on. And then phased. A wee bit of distortion. Forgot to put the drum pedal on. I'm going to put the drum pedal on, because I don't think I did that the right number of times. Cramp my foot. I made a mess of that again, haven't I? See, even though I'm a seasoned looper, it's still quite difficult. I'll still make a mess every now and again. 7 minutes, I'm not going to play for a couple more minutes anyway. So, drums. Guns N' Roses in it, I never played Guns N' Roses, I don't like them. In phase. these out to use it. The first is a very creamy sound. Both pickups. Can you hear the bass difference when you're playing it in the rapping on? Very much. Yeah, so I'll be keeping my eyes open for one of these. Unfortunately, it's kind of got to be this one though, because it comes in this colour. I've got a thing for yellow guitars. It all came from that West tone I was talking about a minute ago that I painted yellow. Just, in fact, it's because at the time Aldi, which I've not even been to for years because there's not one near where I live. I'm not that near. Had spray paint. It was cheap. I think it was £2-3 a can or something like that. So I was like, yellow, paint it yellow. And the West tone I had was the body was all scratched and stuff, so I had to do something. And I was they only come in yellow or in red and black, so I had to do a colour. I think, to be honest, at that time when I bought the spray paint from Aldi, I think I got yellow and red, and you get it was red and they come in red, so I went for a different colour. But yeah, no. Vintage guitars are, I didn't know anything about them. I knew they had a really good reputation, like up until, before the coronavirus, maybe the end of last year. I got a Music Man bass that my pal, a vintage brand Music Man bass that my pal suggested, was raving about, and then I bought one the following night. And I was really impressed with it, and I've actually still got a vintage SG sitting through there. Which I keep meaning to sell, haven't got round to it. If anyone's got one of these and wants to swap it for a vintage SG, go for it. I'll be up for that, if you don't like P90s, because some people don't. I don't know why. I mean, I love them. There's not that many guitars that come with P90s. Yeah, so ultimately, vintage guitars are rocking excellent. They're not expensive. Well, they're kind of expensive for me if you're buying them new. I don't know, but I don't think they're not 100 and something. They're like there's a £200 to £400 bracket, I think. My main gripe about them is vintage just isn't a good name. You know, they should have I wish they thought of a better name for it, because type in vintage guitars, you know, when you're looking for it, try type in vintage guitar into eBay, and up comes pages of guitars, you know, obviously old Fenders and old Gibsons and old Japanese things, and because they're a vintage guitar, not vintage brand. They should maybe have just spelt it different or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm not sure exactly what model this is. It doesn't say on it. Does it say on it? Vintage John Hornby Screwsboro. Designed in the UK. See, I would argue that this is a Les Paul Jr. That Les Paul Jr. was not designed in the UK. Anyway, cool. So, rocking guitar. Love it. I'm just about to go and give this back to the owner. One of the reasons I like fixing guitars, it means I get to play lots of ones that I don't have to buy myself. It does boil down to I pretty much like every guitar, even though I say I don't like Les Pauls. I do like Les Pauls. I like anything that's a guitar's cool. I think probably most folk are the same. There's ones I would never buy myself, but there's ones that do you want to fix this and then play it for a couple hours? Yes, that sounds great. Rock and roll, catch you later.